Okay, so now that we have our two pieces complete, the last step in the process is to join the two of them together. What I need to do is drill a 1/4-inch diameter hole in the end of my handle. It would be best if you could use a large drill press to do this, but I don't have one. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to use a vise to clamp down my handle, and I'm going to use this little portable drill press setup that I have. Originally had purchased this to help mount hardware on boats so that I could get the hole straight, but we'll make a setup with this in order to get our hole straight, and then we'll get this project completed. So I did end up cutting a V-block to help hold my handle in place, and we just need to carefully get this lined up now on center, and there we go. Alright. It's got a nice hole. And now we just need to shape this with some small files. Alright, so the last part of fitting this tine into this hole is we need to shape the hole. What we're hoping to do is to be able to get this tine to go in where the shoulder is maybe about a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch away from being all the way in. Then we'll put some epoxy on and fully seat the scraper blade into the handle. So I've got a couple of different needle files here, and what we'll do is just start shaping the hole. We'll find something that'll fit and start to square the hole off. Okay, so we finally have cleaned out this where we've got about a 1/2 inch between the blade and the shoulder. And so the next step in this process is what we're going to do is get some epoxy, put it down in here, and then we'll finish assembling the entire thing. Alright, since I'm going to be using epoxy, and I know it's probably going to get all over the place, I'm just going to cover up a little bit around this blade so I don't get epoxy where I don't want it. Okay, so we are ready for final assembly. We are going to use epoxy, and I happen to find this small container of it. I never seem to use it all up when I buy the bigger containers, but it has a pre-mix nozzle with it, and I've used this style of epoxy with West Systems, and I've never used it with JB Weld, but it's worked pretty well for the West stuff that I've done with it. So now I just need to figure out how to open it up. Or do we just break the tip off? I guess we just break the tip off. There we go. And of course she forgot rule number 1. Always put on some gloves. Oh well. Guess we'll just have to wash it off with acetone. Okay, so it looks like you just twist that together, and these are pretty cool because when you press your epoxy together, you see it flows up, it pre-mixes while you're coming up into the nozzle, and by the time it comes out the end, your hardener and epoxy are mixed together, hopefully in the proper ratio. So it makes it a lot simpler to install. So I guess we're just gonna squirt this in. Let me make sure, pretty handy to get it all the way down there in the bottom. So we'll just get it in there, and I have no idea how much to put in, having never done it like this before. Let's experiment here, see how much is in there. Maybe a little bit more. We want to make sure that we have a good strong bond. Now I know some people don't epoxy their tools together, and that's fine. I guess if you're good enough where you don't need to, where you can get a really tight joint and not have to worry about it. Alright, so let's see how that goes. I'll put this together. Alright, and tap it down. And this is a 5-minute epoxy, so we should have this cured up in about 5 minutes. Okay, so our epoxy is essentially cured. I'm going to let this set for 24 hours before I try and use it. Been debating about what type of finish to put on here. I think we'll probably just put some good stuff or some mineral oil. The grain is rather plain, but it's got this interesting little repeating pattern in it. I kind of like the look of it, so I think we'll just put a clear coat on it. So we've got a nice 90-degree end on our scraper, and that will help us hopefully turn better mortise and tenons for making bowls. Hopefully the next video I make will be demonstrating how to use this to make a bowl with nothing but a faceplate. Thank you for joining us, and please subscribe.